Kevin McCullough.
Welcome back to Times Square. Kevin McCullough, glad to have you with us. That Kevin Show. If you ever miss a single part of the broadcast, we're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the other places. I don't even know where all we are, but you can go check it out. That Kevin Show. And of course, all the cool, snazzy merch that we've got now, the coffee mugs and so forth, that's at That Kevin Store. I hope you'll check that out, .com. Mark Davis is my guest, and we were just speaking, Mark, before the break about the kind of unique times that we live in. And I love having fellow broadcasters on the show and kind of profiling you guys, because I think it gives an audience an opportunity, especially in a day where everything's digital. If somebody in LA wants to listen to Mark Davis because they like something he has to say, they can do it now. They don't have to listen to KRLA. They can listen to K-Sky if they want to. And at the end of the day, nobody can tell them not to, which is kind of, to use your word, the small d democratic kind of cool thing about the technology age that we live in. But you made mention of the fact that this division is not unique, and that sometimes we confuse evil with just being disagreeable. But I have to ask this question, and it's something that President Trump asked in his speech the night before New Hampshire when he gave the speech in Laconia, and it was actually kind of a throwaway piece of the speech. It wasn't even that significant in terms of its length. But he asked a question that has rattled around in my head ever since, and he said it's something to this effect. Why is it that America, where we've come to look for excellence in everything that we have the opportunity to seek excellence in, why would we ever settle for a president who takes offense at the concept of making America great? And I've heard the debate of someone who disagreeing with you is just, they're not evil, they're just wrong. But I feel like that for the chief executive to not want to pull for America's greatness, to want America to be great, that is a dereliction of duty on some level. What does Mark Davis think about that concept?
The roots of the answer to that question go back all the way 40 plus years to Reagan. It is when the liberal media culture was so freaked out by him because he held bedrock conservative values, some of which involved stories as fresh as today's headlines, borders that work, being strong around the world. To the left, that is kryptonite. And they can't just say our ideas are better, because they're not. So we're all racists. We all hate the planet. We all hate women. We all are terrible in various ways. And so this is the way that we approach this election in 2024, where as conservatives, Republicans are going to offer up some ideas that I think a lot of people are going to find appealing. And the only thing the Democrats are going to be able to do is to be able to say, don't listen to them. They're terrible people. They're neo-Nazis. They're racists. They want the planet to die. They want you to die. So when it all comes down to the way greatness is defined, Mike and I were talking this morning that shortly after 9/11, which you know well, here in New York, there were anchors that didn't want to wear an American flag on their lapel because they felt like it was taking sides. An American flag is taking sides? Wanting America to be great is taking sides? Well, it just so happens that the president who offered up this Make America Great agenda is a conservative president, and that was very bad news for the left, so he must be destroyed.
Well, but you know what? It didn't start with him. If you think to even John F. Kennedy, who asked, don't ask me what the country can do for you. Ask me what you can do for your country. The concept of, I don't know, we expect excellence in our attorney and our school teachers and our mechanics. We want whatever they touch to make what they do great. I want my mechanic to make my engine work great. I don't want it to just get far enough down the road that I have to have it repaired 2 more miles. I want it to work. I would think that the bare minimum that the American people, and I'm going to keep asking this question of my listeners and of others between now and the election, but what do we want from our country? Do we want a country that is, strip it of the label, strip it of the left, right, strip it of the conservative, progressive? Do you want a country that fundamentally works towards the well-being of its citizens? And that's going to include national security, that's going to include immigration, it's going to include an economy. Or do you want something that in some way makes us feel guilty for having those things that work well? And I'm not sure that the nation even knows I think inherently we kind of know what we want, but I think they're afraid to articulate that.
They are, and it's tougher because we don't make Democrats like JFK anymore. And to use the mechanic shop that you mentioned, now the most important thing isn't who's the best mechanic, but if you take all the mechanics, are enough of them Black, Hispanic, or LGBTQ? When those things are the most important thing, I don't know who's going to fix your car or if it's going to be done right. The world's upside down. Things have been knocked off kilter. Conservatism's trying to bring it back. We are the ones living Dr. King's dream. We don't care about the content. We care about the content of character and not the color of skin.
Yep.
That's why DEI is wrong. That's why CRT is wrong. So I think that's going to resonate in November. Hope so.
Yeah.
Conservatives, when we unite, can achieve magnificent things.
Listen to him every weekday morning, Mark Davis, and catch him on Mike Gallagher Nationwide on the Mark and Mike Experience, the M&M Experience, and then be watching him on Salem News Channel, because even though he doesn't have anything regular there yet, he is certainly a part of the family, and we love having him around. Mark, keep up the great work.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Kevin McCullough coming back from New York. Stay here.
Stick around for more of That Kevin next. That Kevin Show with Kevin McCullough.